the instructions are very simple. Just wherever he goes, even if he was to go for a short call, just go with him. Don't worry about what is going on the field. And that is good defending by Dikita Lemu on Eyob Alemayehu.
Elaya Baine, looking for Mohamed Nur Nasir. Not so much pressure this time from Yakub Muhammad, but the youngster still headed that one out. Quickly taken by Mehari Mena through the center. Shreel Solomon. Scota. Another Dawit Tefera Guta, who quickly finds Mul Alim Maisfi out wide to the Gife now. Mehari. Under pressure from Dula Mulatu. Almost losing possession through Tesfai Melaku. Dawit Stefanos battling for it through the center. This is Guja throwing one forward. Now he gets the Bogala his own side. Chance for him to come in and look for goal number 8 of the season. Couple of options including Freo Solomon, who runs into the area and a very crucial clearing from Eyasu Legesa. Good pressure from Gabriel Medin Haile's side. Theodros Tafese floating one forward and looking for that run from Dawit Tefera Guja. Got the possession through the center and then was continuous with his run. Easily could have been on the score sheet this early in the game. Tefera looking for Yugezu Bogale! Goal number 8 of the campaign for Yugezu Bogale. Sidama Buna take the lead over Chima Abajufar in Bradawa this evening. Gabriel Medin Haile has the lead over Shanafi Bekele again.
Well, it was coming. It was coming. And it was a pass, a wild pass by Dawit Tefera. The run was very good. They picked the ball in the midfield. Yugezu Bogale is involved. He gives a pass to the youngster, and look at the run. That decoy run fast by Firo Solomon, just pulling the defender away from him. And then it goes to Yugezu Bogale. With the precision of a surgeon, he picks the spot with the goalkeeper well beaten to tie on 8 goals with Agoro Ismail of St. George.
What a way for them to take the lead. Sidama Bona 1-0. Yellow card as well to Eyob Alemayehu. He's 2 yellow cards so far. The first one going to Tesfai Bekele, a Sidama Bona defender. And Eyob has gone into the referee's book because of that push on the Gife Alemu into the advertising boards. Dangerous play from the youngster. Back to square one. Chima Abajifar.
Well, not a good sign. But it was coming. Sidama was asking questions. They were really asking questions. And there were a number of passes coming through the midfield. Just that midfield penetration. I think this is the 4th time. That was the 4th time that the pass was coming in. And the runs by Firo Solomon as a decoy. And the run by Yugezu Bogale as the key man. I mean, just brings in a quality finish.
Shepeta on 7 points. Sadisa Babaketema on 11. Arba Minch on 13. Mekelekaya on 14. The story of the teams in the bottom half. The story of teams that Chima Abajifar are really competing with for now. There's a long one. Yugezu Bogale is onside once again, but this time around the goalkeeper quickly rushed off his line. And Yohannes Bezabian will be very lucky. There wasn't pressure coming his way.
He's definitely taking over the administration of the slippery WhatsApp group. Because this is the second time that he's making crucial mistakes that will definitely put Ashinafi Bekele thinking what he should do next.
It's a push. Tismai Melaku on Theodros Tafese. Referee saw that. Tismai Melaku saw nothing wrong. There is Theodros floating one into the area, and against Bogale almost had a touch. It was a big chance then for the lead man on this Sidama Bona side. Johannes Bezabir doing fantastic to stay on his ground and watch that. That could have been a brush. I don't think against Bogale had a touch. He suddenly was getting super close, and any touch from that kind of area could have been trouble for Jima Abajifar, who now must defend again. This is Abjamu Gezahen, getting touches through the midfield, returning it to Dawi Tefera, who created the first goal. Harry Mena, Thereo Solomon joining in, twisting and turning past Mesut Muhammad. Returned to the back by Mulwan and Mesfi. Picked up by Yakub now, he's exchanging passes with Tesfai Bekele. Floating one forward, looking for Yugezu Bogale, who is closely watched by Yapsira Mulugeta. Goes out forward, throwing the Benin Raider defending with all their lives. Theodros Stafese. Yugezu Bogale allowed to turn and then allowed to take a strike from distance. Not sure it had the same venom as it got closer and closer to Johannes. That will go down as an attempt from the lead man.
Well, I think I like his predatory instincts. Anytime you give him half a chance, he stands, he looks at goal. He will send it.
Jamabuna players are rushing into the referee, suggesting that should be a card that probably could be red. Seems to have been a clash. Wonder if there was an elbow in there. The player on the ground is Bull Allen Mesfin. That looks bad. Ali controversy then here in Fredawa. Now Solomon still coming in strong, trying to suggest the referee and also pushing his fellow players away. The referee was quite close to that action.
That is it. That is an open elbow by the youngster Mohamed Noor Asir. He will be lucky if he stays on the pitch. He will be very, very, very lucky.
You're right. He will be so lucky to stay out there, Mohamed Noor Nasil. That is an elbow in the face of Mul Allen Mesfin, and most cases that usually is a red card. Wonder if the referee, Dr. Haile Jesus Pazezao, actually saw it up close. He seems to decide that it will be a yellow card, the third yellow card of the game. Lucky boy.
Well, he should count himself lucky. He may have woken up on the right side of the bed. That was open. That was open. It's a straight red card.
Ahmed Noor Nasil gets to leave another minute. But that man's goal separates these two sides. A brilliant pass through the center from Dawit Tefera Kuta. Picked up by a certain Yikezu Bokale, who simply can't stop scoring at the moment.
I was definitely impressed by the run by Fidel Solomon. That was a decoy run, just confusing the defenders momentarily, while Yikezu Bogale found himself in an open space to slot in a very, very easy goal.
Going for a quick water break, quick wonder as well for Shinafi Bekele. Sometimes look at his side and the kind of shifts they always put in and wonder what he must do different, because they create the chances. They open up the spaces in the midfield, but Ahmed Noor Nasil, Eyobali Mayehu, and Tula Muratu, for some reason they never find us up front.
I think it's just a question of inexperienced players. I think the way they are playing, they are progressing very well in their development. Of course, the likes of Mohamed Noor Nasir, Eyobali Mayehu, these are youngsters, fired by the fact that they have two very strong midfielders, Dawi Estefanos and Mesut Mohamed, to look up to as role models. So to me, they are doing well. One, they are pressing very high and very, very compact. Apart from those few mistakes that are happening in their back, I think they're proving to be a very, very solid team in the years to come.
51% of the possession. All attempts, they have two. One has been on target, still can't find the back of the net. Ashenafi Bekele's side. As the fans wander up in the stands, they have already enjoyed a goal. They are hoping for the second. Huge part of the league, the football fans who always follow their sides across the entire country. This season is obviously, just like last season, been about bubbles because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Harry Mena allowed to turn past Dula Mulatu, crossing one into the area.
I'm not sure why Dula Mulatu is kissing the ground, and he's just too close. He's closer to the ground than Mehari Mena. And this poor defending by Dula Mulatu. Look at the ball. Just focus your eyes on the ball and not on the man. And twice he focuses the ball, the eyes on the man, and he's left sprawling onto the ground.
Well,
for this height.
You love football. Not sure Dula Mulatu will be happy with our director who has just replayed that. The director should have been doing the noble thing and let this one roll on. Dula Mulatu a bit embarrassed, but he will hope for to do exactly the same on Mehari Mena on the extreme end. Johannes Bezabil throws one forward. Crucial touch through the midfield by Dawit Stefanos. Good combination with Belaya Beine. That goes out and will be a goal kick for Tekle Mariam Shanko.
But that youngster can really accelerate. If only they give him some good pace just on the ball, he could really run havoc to a defender or defenders who are weak.
Quick first change for Mul Alem Mesfi. Easier to identify then. After that elbow coming in from Mohamed Nur Nasil, leaving a permanent mark at least for the rest of the 90 minutes. Long one through the center from Dawit Tefera, and the flag is up for Igezu Bogale. All of a sudden the attention is all on Fidel Solomon, but Dawit Tefera is threading the crucial parts together.
He's the key man. He's the key man in that midfield because he's taken away the pressure on Fidel Solomon in the midfield. And they need to put tabs on him because he's got very good deliveries, on-spot deliveries.
Heyo, Alemayeho, chance to bring one into the area. An opportunity at the edge of it, almost falling to Dawit Stefanos. Mesut Muhammad, looking for Dula Mulatu. Does kick this one in. Almost went down on a challenge from Mehari Mena. Been picked up through the center now by Gebre Medin Haile's side. Floated forward by Dawit Tefera. He's looking for Abtam Ugezahen, who is closely watched by Wondimag and Marcos. Abtam doesn't have so many options in and around him. He's eventually forced to come back to the Gife Alemu. The attack is restarted again, but this time possession has been given away to Mohamed Nur Nasir. He's got to be twisting and turning. Past Yakobo Mohammed, still rushing into the area. And a fantastic tackle from Tesfai Bekele.
Oh, that youngster is the next Kebede. He's got very good speed. And look at how close he controls that ball. And why not for good recovery coming in from Tesfai Bekele? The result should have been different. Good speed, good technical application. I just lost it at the nick of time.
Gitane Kebede, hope you're watching. The new generation is coming through. Yes, Gitane Kebede has just seen his Wolkite Ketema beaten by Kidus Georgis in the fixture earlier on today, as everyone Shengata's side continues to hold firm at the summit. Ahmed Nur Nasil is leaving so much impact all over this pitch. The first one was on Mul Alem Mesfi, who has since gotten what looks like a face shield. Now the latest impact is on Tesfai Bekele. Mul Alem Mesfi. What happened to the face shield? Is it gone already? Wow. Tesfai Melaku looking for a couple of spaces to rush into the area. Looking as far as Fidel Solomon is being picked up now inside the area. This could have been dangerous very easily for Sidama Bona, who clear their lines, and only as far as Wondimag and Marcos. Half an hour gone in Tredawa this evening. It's match day 12 of the BetKing Ethiopian Premier League. Sitting with the ball down at Abajdifar, they have kept their trust in Ashinafi Bekele. Going by those two wings over Addis and Hadia, you can understand where they're coming from.
It's a motivated team. It's a motivated team. Because Hadia is they are no mean achievers. Man is spreading his legs in the wrong areas of the pitch.
Oh, you know, Ethiopia for having so many cultural dances. Not sure I've seen that one though. From Tesfai Melako. Invite him to a party one of these days, and he will outcompete you on the dance floor. Finally change. Alan Mesfi does not seem to make it back as Berhanu Ashamo now comes in. Ahmed Nour's impact. Surprise, surprise. Tesfai Melako as well. Comes off. Abajdifar have been brought into the changes as well early in the first half. Here comes Musa Kebela.
There's going to be some reorganization because Musa Kebela is a midfielder, is an attacking midfielder. And the person they pulled out is Tesfaye Melako, a left back. So maybe Ayob Alemayehu will have to drop back as a left back.
Chance to come forward again. Coming to take Mariam Shanko. Easy pickings for him. Keep knocking on that door, it eventually could open as we look at that big run from out wide. The youngster Ayob Alemayehu trying to bring Mohamed Nour Nasir into action. And the Sidama Bona defense will be worried, but then again, that's why Bekele was quite close. This has been brought forward looking for Habutamu. Jumps over a ball because of a good save from Johannes. Small margins.
These are small margins, small mistakes.
Anyway, again, Ondimagen has a touch and drops this one down for Igezu Bogale, who was looking to strike. A couple of red players were back and defending very, very well. Make sure they at least go into the break just 1-0 down if they cannot equalize. Games for today's kick-off, 2 wins for Jima. Has goals, but then conceded 17. Relegation top down in Jima is simply uncomfortable. Is it Muhammad looking for a ball? Into the picture by Diflemu. Takes it out, that will be a Jima throw-in. Given themselves a good account since going a goal down, they have really progressively tried to keep possession as many times as they can. Ahmed Nour Nasir now. Was a foul. The referee suggested it was the given. The lead striker Mohamed Nour Nasir. Still another chance now for the likes of Ayob. Natural point down to the box. 5 red shots, including Ayob Alemayehu and Mohamed Nour Nasir. Just like Yapsira Mulugeta also come for the 2 center defenders. So in there, the delivery out wide from down to Stefanos comes into the area. Big punch from Tekle Mariam Shanko. The edge of it picked up almost now by Igezu Bogale. Okay, I'm not sure that was a foul on Igezu Bogale. See, he found him before we took contact.
Keeper is good. By goalkeeper Clemaro Shanko, very good. Again, there was no foul there. There was no foul. Bilaya Bena just puts his body in between the ball and the defender.
Bogale trying to cause trouble on the extreme end, forcing Johannes Bezat very quickly rushed offline. There was two strikes from the away. Second had this away. Must defend again. This comes through the center. Hanwa Shamo is the new addition in there to try and join Dawid Tefera Guta and Teodros Tafese. Because sits right in front of the defense. The Hanwa Shamo to replace Bull Adam Mesfield. Yasu, watched by Fidel Solomon, taking a long one, looking for Mohamed Nur. The Gifi Alemo lets it roll out. 12 match days in, and the 14-time champion St. George fully in command of Summit. That must say something about this season.
It's a good season. It's a very good season because the likes of St. George have been very, very consistent, keeping 6 consecutive clean sheets and looking extremely good at the top. With Fasil Kenema, of course, having the top seat this season, winning some matches and drawing some. And St. George really looking like title contenders this season.
Fasil Kenema have lost twice this season. On one occasion, the loss was obviously to Addis Ababa Ketema, the newly promoted side under the Mesu Pekadu. It's just part of football. It's just part of the league. It's just the unpredictability of football from the Horn of Africa. Anyone can pick up maximum points, and that simply keeps the championship on a balance, which is always good for the fans, specifically the neutrals. Teodros Tafese, Berhanu Ashamo, Mehari Mena. Now this is Mesut Muhammad to Dula Mulatu, looking to cross another one into the area. Tekene Mariam Shango came off his line and went back. No reason to worry as Yakubu Muhammad clears. Mulatu through the center. Good possession now with Musa Kebela. Mesut Muhammad has a chance to come forward. The Yoba Lemayeu was waiting for the ball out wide, but Belaya Beine couldn't easily control it. Just ahead of Yakubu Muhammad. Got to try and keep that ball, specifically in these crucial places, this Jima Abajifar side.
Yeah, the quick ball movements by Jima in the Sidama rearguard will definitely give them an opportunity to get an opportunity to strike. Again, solid performance by Yakub and Tesfaye Bekele. Of course, the Gife Alemu playing very, very solidly at the back.
Long one, looking for Fidel Solomon, allowed to bounce by Wondi Market, cleared eventually. It's an original foul from Teodros Tafese, and the referee had played it on, eventually called possession back.
It's Dula Mulatu.
Again. Mulatu has seen some days in the opening 40 minutes. Mesut Muhammad on the attack. Very good tackling coming in from the Gife Alemu. Chance to come forward, stopped by Wondi Magen Marcos. 5 minutes on the clock. Wonder what those down in Jima think about the Shenafi Bekele's side. I was thinking about his side. Football. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you consecutively lose. Just like St. George, sometimes you consecutively win. Two iconic sides. Most experienced coach in the league sees his side suffer at the moment. Ashenafi Bekele. It's quite interesting that the team at the top and the team at the bottom have both won the Bétkiŋ Ethiopian Premier League. They've got 13 titles in difference. Chima winning it once. And that's suddenly one of the few teams out of the capital city, Addis Ababa, to do so. The likes of Fasil, the likes of Hawassa, joining in on the party as well.
Yeah, they did win it in 2017-2018 season. And of course, St. George came in second. But as we speak, if you flip the table, St. George is sitting on the top Of course, as you have rightly said, Jima sitting at the bottom of the log. Not a good place for 2017-2018 champions to be in.
That will be painful on Fidel Solomon, but he's fine. Long one brought in by Tekle Mariam Shako now. Tamugeza looking to have the touch. Crucial clearance from Belaya Beine. Comes through the center. Now a chance for Gabsira Tesfai. To operate. Tesfai out wide. No chances through the center. Very good defending once again from Teodros Tafes here. Every time the ball comes through the center, he's quite available to pick it up for Sidama Bona. Now this is a long one looking for Yugezo Bogale, who is trying to find space around Wondi Mag and Marcos. They left back did fantastic. Musekebela. Long one looking for Dula Mulatu. Finds him under pressure from Mehari Mena. It's pushed through the center. Daute Stefanos has a touch. We have a man on the ground. And I think it is Yugezo Bogale. If he had not blown his whistle, sometimes there are question marks and debates over how long the referee should take to blow his whistle, because you never know the kind of injury the player on the ground has.
I think he just weighs the option. He weighs the option whether the foul was really merited. But Wundi Market, first he goes onto the feet of Yugezo Bogale. Then it's just a chance that the ball actually drops off Yugezo Bogale's heels. And I could be reeling in pain.
Could have been a foul on another day.
Yeah.
I dare say this, he's probably one of the smartest coaches in the league. Ashid Bekele, always wearing his tie. Shot and pants on the touchline. The results haven't been as smart.
Well, he's in his office. And his office dictates that he has to be smart and in a tie. I think it's written somewhere in his contract.
Not sure what you're trying to tell Gabriel Mendin hiding. The opposite dugout. He's having a smarter start to the game though. Just a minute to wrap this one up. Yapsira Mulugeta to Belaya Beine. Under pressure from Fidel Solomon. Pushing one forward, picked up in the center by Fidel again. He's got to support himself with Teodros Tafese. Sliding in was the Belaya Beine, losing possession, but then again picked up through the central defense. And now this could be a huge mix-up. The goalkeeper quickly rushing off his line, Johannes Bezabo. Bring one through the center, eventually a crucial touch from Musekebela. Releasing Wondi Magen, who now finds Eyo Balemayeo. The youngster has the pace. Trying to rush forward, trying to beat his opponents through the center as well. Couple of crucial chances being created, and then the return leg from Dula Mulatu, who had originally started that run anyway. And a couple of Sidama Bona players back defending and defending well. This is how dangerous he